to tell you that beyond investing, because that's the main agenda of the day, I am very proud to be a representative of Kenyans. I'm actually just from appearing before a committee of parliament in terms of processing my proposals to see how we can intervene as parliament to lower the fuel prices. Secondly, as a member of parliament, you know we oversight NGCDF, and I want to report to you as my bosses that in Kiharu, it's a rural constituency, actually one of the largest, and all our public primary schools, all classes in all public primary schools in a rural constituency, they are actually all tiled. You know, based on the kind of question I had from Madam Denya, she's asking, what's the big deal about tiles in a school? Because maybe she was in a Nairobi academy. It's a very big deal in a rural constituency, and I'm very proud about that. And of course, beyond improvement of other infrastructures. The second thing is that we run a program we call Kiharu Masomo Bora, where all our 65-day secondary schools, covering over 12,000 learners, we have been able to work on a model where school fees is only 500 shillings per term. And learners eat in school from Monday to Saturday. And the last Friday of the month, including today, they actually take chapati over lunch. And that is beyond doing what we also need to do in terms of making sure we have laboratories, we have revision materials, and all the others. Now, I want to be very quick and fast so that I don't give you my stories. I also take time to answer your specifics, because I may take for an hour, but I'm addressing one table. But Q&A helps you to diversify your speech in terms of what the people are looking to gain from your presentation. I'm happy to see my friends here, many of you, Minette team led by Mainga, and all of you. In fact, I've been looking at all these banners here as a person who really loves investing. Really. I mean, when I am stressed, I read Forbes magazine. And when I'm stressed more, I read Fortune. And seeing all the companies represented here, it's my hope that I can be able to buy a stake in each of them. From Sanlam, I joined Patrice Motsepe there, to SIB, to ABSA, Abojani, and all of these companies, including our host. It's lovely to see companies, corporates, displaying in this kind of display. I know the reason you called me Mercy. I know it's because of Kenya Power. And number two, because of KQ, because you covered it in your business daily. And I just want to highlight, because listening here, and I'm very glad that I got some presentations going on, is that you have had time for many people to talk about many things. So I'll not come here to talk about investing in terms of a fund or globally. Globally meaning as an investment company. I try to individualize investments because there are more qualified people to talk about the other alternatives. So in my brief speech, if I say anything against your company, I don't mean it's bad or what you do. It means that we came to share diverse ideas. That you shared your idea, I share mine, because we are looking for different audiences and different house, as the SLA put it. So what do we do when we are investing? What do we look for? Obvious. From the village, as Kamau put it, your father does not believe you made it before you have land and before you have a file of titles. So when you go home over Christmas with a file of title deeds, then your father knows he has a son. If you go with things called shares and crypto, he has a son, yes, but there is room for improvement. So there is land and everything associated with land. And what I'm giving is my reasoning, so it may be different from many others. The second thing we look at is anything fixed income. And I highlight two to represent all the others. Fixing money in the bank, like the one we presented here, or the obvious T-bills and bonds, government instruments. Because I am assured of my return, it's fixed. Somebody is dealing with the risks. Me, we wrote an agreement. What we wrote about, I'm assured. The third thing is my pet, investing in companies. I'll highlight three to represent all the others, because all the others is an accumulation of those. If you put up a fund that purchases equities, so I don't want to go to that. I want to highlight the specifics. So the third one is the equities. Equities is shares and buying companies. And as you know, I'm a proponent of that more than the other two. More than the other two because investments is about timing. When am I investing? Myself, I may not be a proponent of land, but I've made money in land in the past. I have made multiples in 2 years by just buying a piece of land. So I could be the last person to talk anything bad about land and real estate. But that is then. It is a decade ago, just when I left KU for my undergrad. Around that time, land was hot, and it was actually hot. We made money. Is that the case now? You tell me, because you have land. Try to sell it, and then we compare notes. And don't tell me about the value of your land. Tell me about the offers, credible ones. Because there's a whole difference between what you think your land is worth and what you can actually receive from a person who can actually buy it, not the one who thinks they can buy it. The second thing, both and fixing money is both sides of the same coin. Because both are lendings. Both are debts. Lending, fixing money in the bank, you are lending money to that bank. They actually compare it, your deposits, they take it as a liability, not as an asset. Because you have umekopesha, benki pesa. The other one of T-bills and bonds, you have given your money to government for a predetermined rate. So you are lending money to government. So both are the same. It is lending. And you only lend money when the other person has better use for it. It means when you are lending money to the bank through fixing it, and you are lending money to the bank through buying T-bills and bonds, you have admitted that those two institutions have better use for your money than yourself.